Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about income from house property, another very important example. But before I start my video, like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. And if you want to learn about personal tax planning plus elements of direct taxes as well as elements of indirect taxes, then you can go to my playlist and you can watch all the videos so that you will get a better understanding about the concept. X owns five houses. These houses are used by him for his residential purpose. These houses are not let out during any part of the previous year, 2022-23. No other benefit is derived from these houses. The following information is noted from the records of the X. So now there are total five houses, and according to the rule, any two houses will be considered as a self-occupied properties. Remaining, he has to be considered as deemed to be let out. So now all the properties are self-occupied, and this is not possible, and no other benefit is derived from it. So now, according to rule, any three houses will be considered as deemed to be let out, and two houses, according to the choice of the owner, will be considered as a self-occupied property. So this information is given, and on the basis of this information, you have to calculate income of the assessee or Mr. X for the assessment year 2023-24. Here first information that is given is municipal valuation or fair rent, whichever is higher but subject to maximum of standard rent. So 12 lakh 70,000, 27 lakh 60,000, 4 lakh 90,000 and 15 lakh 90,000. So now this is useful for step number one, because you know in step number one MV or FR, whichever is higher but subject to SR, but and by doing this, and no other information is provided like actual rent received or receivable, because all the properties are self-occupied. So there is no answer for step number two. So step number three, automatically step number two is which step one and which step two, whichever is higher. So then in that case step number one will become higher. So you will, with the help of this, what I want to say, you will directly find out GAV, gross annual value. So all the houses you will find out gross annual value of 12 lakh, 12 lakh 70,000, 27 lakh 60,000 and so on. Municipal tax paid by owner. So when you will get the deduction of municipal tax, so when it is paid by owner, that is X, and it must be paid, because if it is payable and if it is paid by tenant, then you will not get the deduction for the same. So here all the municipal tax is paid by owner, and so that is why you will get the deduction for the same. So if you deduct NAV from, if you deduct municipal tax from GAV, you will get NAV, that we will discuss later on. Now here interest on capital borrowed to purchase the property, and date of borrowing in all cases is after April 1, 1999. That means this date is very important. Why this date is very important? Because on the basis of this date you can know how much deduction is available. Because if property is self-occupied, then you will get maximum deduction of 2 lakh here, because loan is taken after April 1, 1999, and purpose of loan is purchase of properties. So this purchase of property, so that is why maximum deduction of self-occupied property 2 lakh. And interest on capital borrowed to finance repair, renewal or reconstruction on house property. Here if property is self-occupied, then maximum deduction is 30,000 on interest on borrowed capital. Remember students, if loan is taken before April 1, 1999, then amount is maximum deduction is 30,000. But if loan is taken after April 1, 1999 for the purpose of construction of the property and purchase of the property, then 2 lakh deduction is available. But when property is self-occupied. And one more thing, when property is laid out, then there is no limit. Whatever is the amount of interest, that full amount is allowed as a deduction. So now let us assume that in this case, if property is self-occupied, so how much deduction you will get in house 1 for interest on borrowed capital? So here nil and 2 lakh 10,000. So here no deduction is available, and here maximum deduction of 30,000 is available. So what is the max total that is available as a deduction? That is 30,000 if property is self-occupied. Now house 2, 11,000 and 7 lakh 80,000. So here you will get only 30,000, because maximum is 30,000. Here 2 lakh maximum is available, but 11,000 is there. So you will get 41,000. Now here 1,70,000 and 14 lakh. So here you will get up to 2 lakh. But 1,70,000 is less than 2 lakh. So 1,70,000 is available. And here only 30 lakh is available. Sorry, 30,000 is available. So 1,70,000 plus 30,000. That means 2 lakh is available as a interest on borrowed capital if property is self-occupied. Here 2 lakh and nil. That means 2 lakh is available as a deduction. Here 2,30,000, but you know what is the maximum amount of deduction that is available, that is 2 lakh, and here nil, so that is 2 lakh is available in last situation also. So now this is the thing when property is self-occupied. But if property is let out, then in that case what maximum deduction is available? So in case of house number 1, total is 2,10,000. So here if property is let out, then in that case full amount of deduction is available. That is in first case 2,10,000 is available. Then in second case 7,89,000 plus 11,000. That means 8 lakh is available as a deduction. Then 1,70,000 and 14 lakh means 15 lakh 70,000 is available as a deduction. And here 2 lakh and here 2,30,000. That means when property is let out, then there is no limit of 2 lakh and 30,000. Whatever is the interest, that full is available as a deduction. Here just you have to make the total of these two amount and you will get the how much interest is allowed as a deduction. Why we are learning this? Because this is the important point. So we have to treat all the houses as a self-occupied property first, and then we will treat all the houses as a let out, and then we will do the calculation for the same. Now here option 1, now there are 10 options, because house number, if you treat house number 1 and house number 2, that means it is if you are treating these houses as a self-occupied, then 3, 4 and 5 will be considered as a let out property. If house 1 and 3 is a self-occupied property, then automatically 1 and 3 self-occupied, how many houses are remaining now? 2, 4 and 5. So 2, 4 and 5 will be considered as a let out property, deemed to be let out, DLO. So same way there are 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5, then 2 3 2 4 2 5 3 4 3 5 and 4 5. These are the options that are available, that is 10 options. And if you treat 4 5, then whatever is left 1 2 and 3, that will be considered as DLO. But there are another way for doing this. Now just in 4 step you have to do this sum. First of all, what you have to do, find out income of 5 houses as if they are self-occupied property. Then find out the income of 5 houses as if they are deemed to be let out property. Then what you have to do, you have to deduct step number, find out the difference between income of each house computed under step number 1 and step number 2. So step 1 minus step 2 you have to do. And 2 houses reporting the lowest amount as per step number 3 may be taken as a self-occupied property, and other remaining houses will be deemed to be let out. So let us do this sum. So first of all, step number 1, you know what is step number 1, computation of income. If these are the self-occupied property, you have to directly start from NAV, because if property is self-occupied, your GAV is nil, you have to directly start with NAV. So nil in all the cases. Now interest on borrowed capital, and you already know how interest on borrowed capital is calculated. In first house, I already explain you, that is here how much interest is available in house number 1, here dash and here 2,10,000, but here restriction is there of 30,000. That means nil plus 30,000. That means 30,000 is available as a deduction. In house number 2, 40,000, because 41,000, here 11,000 and here 30,000. So 11 plus 30, 41,000, and here 1,70,000 and 14 lakh. So here 1,70,000 full, and here 30,000. So 2 lakh, here also 2 lakh, and here also 2 lakh. So same way this is calculated here. So 30,000, 41,000, 2 lakh, 2 lakh and 2 lakh, that is available as a deduction. So income from property in situation A. So minus 30,000 in house number 1, house number 2, minus 41,000, 3 minus 2 lakh, 4 minus 2 lakh and minus 2 lakh. So this way you have to calculate the income. If you are not understanding how this 30,000 is coming, you can write down in a comment box. I will try to explain the same thing, but it is very simple. You have to make the total of two interests. One loan is taken on purchase of property and another loan is taken for repair, renewals and reconstruction. In that 30,000 maximum limit is available. Now step number 2, computation of income if these are deemed to be laid out. So if these properties are deemed to be laid out, that means you have to solve all the steps. So first of all, you have to start GAV, because step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is already given in the example, because only first step is important, MB or FR, whichever is higher but subject to SR, and it is given in the example 12 lakh. In first case, you can see here question itself, it is given 12 lakh, 12 lakh 70,000, then 12 lakh 76,000, sorry, 27 lakh 60,000, 4 lakh 90,000 and 15 lakh 90,000. So this amount is given. So the same amount you have to write down in first column. So this is your GAV. Now from GAV, municipal tax, it is given in the question itself. So 40,000, 1 lakh 20,000, and this you have to deduct. If you deduct it from the GAV, you will get net annual value. Now you will get two deduction under section 24A. This is 24A, that is standard deduction. And how much standard deduction is available? 30% of NAV. Means if you make 30% of this amount, then you will get 3,48,000. Here same way, 30% of 11,50,000, you will get this amount. You have to deduct. So by this way, you will get standard deduction 7,71,000, 1,38,000 and 4,41,000. Now interest on borrowed capital 2,10,000, 8 lakh, 15 lakh 70,000, 2 lakh and 2 lakh 30,000. How this 2 lakh 10,000 come? Again, once again I am explaining. What you have to do, because proper, if you are treating, if you are assuming that property is laid out, then there is no restriction. Whatever is the interest, I am telling you, whatever is the interest, that full amount is available as a deduction. Means आपको यहाँ पे पहले केस में how much deduction is available? 2,10,000, here total 8 lakh, here 15 lakh 70,000, here 2 lakh and here 2 lakh 30,000, because property is laid out. And in case of laid out property, no restriction is available. So same thing is written here, 2 lakh 10,000, 8 lakh, 15 lakh 70,000, 2 lakh and 2 lakh 30,000. So now if you have to deduct these two amount from first one, 11 lakh 60,000 minus this and this, you will get 6 lakh 2,000. Then 11 lakh 50,000 minus 3 lakh 45,000 and 8 lakh, you will get 5,000. 25 lakh 70,000 minus 7 lakh 71,000, 15 lakh 70,000, you will get 2 lakh 29,000. And same way you will get 1 lakh 22,000 and 7 lakh 99,000. Now you have to do the step number 3, step 1 minus step 2. Means from this step number 1, that is A, you have to deduct B, A minus B. So how this will be achieved? So minus 30,000, here I am writing minus 30,000 is step number 1 in case of house 1. And what is step number 2? Minus 6 lakh 2,000. So minus minus plus. So 6 lakh 32,000 and sign of greater number. So that is why minus 6 lakh 32,000 that you are getting here also. So this way you will get minus 6 lakh 32,000. And same thing you can apply for the remaining houses, and you can find out the answer for house number 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now next one, selection house. Now you have to select which house, which option is giving you the best benefit. Means income who is having lowest, house which is having lowest income will be selected. So you can find out first house and last house is having lowest income. Why? Because it is in negative. Negative means higher the amount, lower the effect. Lower is the amount. Means minus amount जितना बड़ा होता है उतना ही उसका amount small होता है. So that is why 6,32,000 is the smallest amount and 9,99,000 is also smallest in comparison of the other amount. So these two house number one, that is this house, and this house number 5 will be considered as SO, and remaining house will be considered as DLO. Now if you have if you are treating house number 1 as a self occupied property, in house number 1 how much deduction is available? So here you can find out. House number 1, maximum deduction is 30,000. Maximum deduction is 30,000. So you can claim here 30,000 because property is self occupied. Then house number 2, what is the deduction available to you? 2 lakh if property is self occupied. But here you will not write down 2 lakh, because if you write down 2 lakh, so then what will happen? 2 lakh and 30,000, so total will be 2 lakh 30,000. And maximum amount of deduction in case of interest on borrowed capital for both the house is 2 lakh. So automatically what you have to do, if you have claimed deduction of 30,000 in house number 1, then in house number 2 you can't claim 2 lakh. You have to claim 1 lakh 70,000, because 30,000 and 1 lakh 70,000 will make 2 lakh, because maximum amount of deduction that is available is only 2 lakh. So that is why in house number 1, what is the income? 30,000 minus. In house number 2, this 5,000 will be considered as income. House number 3, 2 lakh 29,000. House number 4, 1 lakh 22,000. House number 5, 1 lakh 70,000. So now make the total of all the incomes. Income from house property minus 35, 2 lakh 29, 1 lakh 22,000 and minus 1 lakh 70,000. If you do plus minus, you will get 1 lakh 56,000. This is your income from house property, from all the properties. And business income is given 32 lakh, and gross total income is 33 lakh 56,000, and deduction under section 80C and 80D is given 2 lakh 40,000. So your net income is 31 lakh 16,000. Deduction, that is that you have to deduct. So if you add business income, you will find out GTI, and from GTI deduction is available, and if you deduct that deduction, you will find out net income. So this way you can find out the income of the house property is deemed to be let out. And I will give you one more example for practice, and you have to find out the answer for the same. And I will give the answer also, and that that is a practice example, so that you will get a better understanding about the concept.